Hey, Adripa here. I'm gonna go over our 10-man heroic Hagara strategy, and I'm a haste mastery expertise hardcap tank. So I've got 8% hit, 14% expertise, 1660 haste, and I'm running 117 mastery. Here's my talents. All right, so starting out, what we're gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and put these markers down, and this is where our markers are gonna be. And if you see where we spawn in, it's that portal in the back. And I'm going to stand at skull and pull them from here. Here's what our positioning looks like during the pull. And here's what the assignments is for Ice Lance. We're going to have our Boomkin and Holy Paladin soaking the Ice Lance that spawns in yellow. Our Mage is going to be soaking with our Priest in red. And our Hunter and Resto Shaman are going to be soaking in green. And if something was to happen so that Ice Lance gets spawned on blue and on moon, then what we're gonna do is just have our hunter and resto shaman soak blue, and our boomkin and disc priest is gonna be soaking and rotating to moon. And then the other group is just gonna get what's left over. Here's what our ice phase looks like. We're all going to go group up on triangle and start on that binding. Once we kill that binding, we're going to go to 2. We're all rotating clockwise. All the range can stack on that inner green circle, and they won't get hit by the ice wall or the water sphere that she spawns in the middle. Here's what our lightning phase looks like. The bound elemental is going to spawn on star, so we're going to go straight there and kill it. And then the feral and myself are going to be 1 and 2, and we're going to be chaining from star to moon, from moon to X, and then X to diamond, and then diamond to skull. And then the rogue and the ret are going to be 3 and 4, and they're going to chain from star to square, square to circle, circle to triangle, and then skull as well. The range group's going to stay in the middle and just heal, barrier, trank, whatever they got to do to stay alive. Use your personals. All right, we're going to manipulate the boss so that the first thing that she does in phase is going to be lightning. And if you look at her axes, that's how you know what's going to be the next phase. So just keep resetting it until her axes are lightning, not frost. All right, we're going to start our 30-second pre-pull timer. The people that are standing in their spots, getting ready to soak ice lances, are going to go ahead and get in their positions. I'm over here on skull. I'm going to 7-second army, and then golem pot at 1 second, boot in, taunt him, and hope he stays in the middle. If not, just kind of drag him a little bit as close as you can. As soon as you get to him, though, he's going to start focus assault. So go ahead and hit your vamp blood on this one and be ready to hit a death strike. But you should already have your DRW and your outbreak and chopping them down. Just do the same rotation. A second focus assault comes in, so I'm gonna go ahead and time it up with a icebound fortitude and kind of holding a death strike, getting ready for some of the initial damage to come out. 30 seconds in the fight, it's gonna go in the middle and be immune, and then the bound elemental is gonna spawn up here at star. So we're all running their melee, and we're getting ready to do our totem chain dance. So uh, Rammers is with me, our feral, so he's running in front of me, and I'm just sitting here going behind him, waiting for him to go from totem to totem. And what we're doing is we're physically running through the totems. We're not trying to cut at angles. So every one of us are just totem to totem to totem, straight there. Once you get out of that, you can go back into the DPS phase. She's gonna be stunned for 15 seconds and taking 100% damage. So you can hit some cooldowns here and get to chopping them down. But as soon as she comes active, she's gonna be doing focus assault on you. So be ready to vamp blood and have a death strike being ready. Once you get that death strike off and you're just trying to, stay healthy, then ice tombs are gonna come out. The guys that are getting Ice Tomb, though, are going to have to run into the middle. Position the boss around them so that you can cleave, but just
Oh,
know that your line of sight and your
hey,
healers
Frank,
too in
what's
case
up?
they're behind them. So you may have to like wiggle around and readjust. But just cleave them down. You're not trying to prioritize them. You're letting the DPS do that. You're mainly just focused on staying healthy, holding your death strikes, and being ready to call out for a pain sub. I paints up during that ice tomb on the next focus assault. So if my priest gets tombed, then they need to call that out to me, and I'll call out for a hand of sack instead of the paints up. So just click them down and get ready for the third focus assault during this phase. On that third focus assault, I'm holding my DRW. So I'm gonna hit DRW when she starts, or just a little bit before she starts hitting me. Shortly after that third focus assault, she's going to go ahead and start her next phase, which should be ice phase. When the ice phase comes out, I'm going to go ahead and call out, hey, we need to start moving to triangle. And everybody should be starting to move to triangle. She's going to cast an ability that knocks you out of the middle and slows you if you're hit by it. And it could put a debuff on you because there's a bug, and you can't get rid of the debuff unless you go back into the middle and then come back out. That's the only way to, it's called waterlogged or something like that. But we're rotating as a group, and we're trying to cut down these binding crystals. We're all focusing one, and get moving to the next one. We're having to watch these ice walls that are coming out and the frozen ice that's falling from the sky. So just stay out of all of them. These ice walls, you can get to this spot right between the two of them and jump over it. I learned that from Subdul and Rihanni's podcast, Tank Talk. They were talking about Halion's lasers being able to jump them, and that you may be able to jump these. So I was trying it during progression. If you get snared while you're jumping this, it can be pretty difficult. So just make sure that you have a Death Strike available, or even your AMS. Like, it's not going to kill you if you're pretty topped off. Another thing is the Frostflake debuff that comes out during this. When the debuff comes out, we have our guys run into the watery entombment. It gets dispelled, and then we go back in. There's a bug though that happens that sometimes you can get a Frostflake snare, and it will not come off. Like the rest of this fight, I have the Frostflake snare the whole time. When you get the last binding down, the shield drops, she gets stunned, taking 100% more damage, and this is just, chopping her down phase. And then the same thing when it comes out of stun, she's going to do her focus assault, so just have your cooldowns ready. So since we're manipulating the boss and having lightning phase go first, this is your cooldown rotation for focus assault. First one is Vamp Blood, second one's IBF. I'm just wondering. Then you'll do lightning phase. The first focus assault after that is Vamp Blood. Second one's Paints Up. Third one's DRW. And then you'll go to Frost phase. Then DPS phase focus assaults, you'll do Vamp Blood. IBF will be on your second one. And then the third one, you can barrier or hand a sack. And then you'll do a lightning phase. And then you'll do another DPS phase. You'll do Vamp Blood first. Second one, Paints Up will be back up. And then on the third one, you can DRW again. But she should be getting close to dead, but you just start that rotation all the way over again. Why am I'm still snared.
Personals? Okay, I'm conning. Get it when you can.
That happened to me before.
I told you, that's what happened to me. That was a bug.
Personal defenses if you got them.
Use personal.
Raid CD's up.
Someone. Can you trank your crump? No, we tranked on the first phase, dude.
Missing one, boys. Come on.
Come on. Okay.
Slow as hell.
Let's kill this.
Dude, I'm RP. Oh, shit.
Killer.
Oh my gosh, this is the worst game ever.
Ready to soak.
It's so bad.
Oh, me. There's two.
I got you. I'm good. I got you.
Ice tomb beacons.
What cooldowns do I have, if any?
Face up.
Okay, I don't need it. There's a 10-minute rage timer, so the DPS check is not there. It's just a kind of a mechanic check.
Told you, that's what happened.
So I would just go ahead and prog heroic on 3 healers and make it easy, and just get your assignments down. And the most lethal part and trouble that we had was just getting the ice lances to not kill people, because it was stacking up 3-4 times. That person would get shattered and just die, get one shot.
That's just
So we picked up another healer to just help out, and it smoothed it out a lot. This is another tier boss. Drop shoulders. So just get your loot, do what you gotta do, get to the next one.
Okay.
But
So
all right.
we'll go to Ripa then. We'll get
Bye.
get